What's happening, y'all? It's been a little while since I tapped in. I had to leave and go to Mississippi or whatnot, but I'm back at the compound now, so welcome me back and all that good stuff. But, since I've been gone, I haven't really had a chance to touch on a handful of topics that have been topicking in Cowboy Nation or whatever, or the Cowboy news cycle. So I just got a handful of things here, 4 players in particular I wanted to talk about, and y'all can just kind of, listen at your leisure. You can come back if you want to. I know a lot of y'all gonna be on lunch break by the time you get this. Sometimes, y'all listen in the morning, other y'all listen on the toilet at night. Whenever you listen to it, thanks for listening. Hit the like button. Few things I wanted to touch on. La'el Collins being out of shape and missing 3 games. Don't forget Tristan Hill came to training camp in better shape than La'el Collins. So let's just think about that when we, or when y'all being mean to Tristan Hill. So I want to talk about a couple things here, just a couple, not necessarily pros, but, just some optimism, because I know I had to talk a lot of people off the ledge. I saw some I Am Legend monsters on Twitter when they were saying that La'el Collins is going to be on IR, that they just had a misunderstanding. Then when they got the correct information, they were still saying dumb shit. So, COVID IR is different than normal football season IR. Normal football, you have to be out for at least 8 weeks. In COVID IR, the minimum is 3, and then you can just kind of come back off of that. So La'el is out for a minimum of 3 weeks. So is Sean Lee, and that's cool too. I think Jordan Lewis on that list too. No, Jordan is a game time decision, I think. I don't know. I didn't look into that. But in terms of La'el Collins, I know for sure La'el Collins is going to be out for a minimum of 3 games. Could be more. But I think a lot of that is going to be just, rehabbing and just getting back in shape, getting fine-tuned and all that. So, yes, La'el Collins is going to be missed. And yes, Cam Irving ain't great. But I just wanted to kind of just give y'all a couple, thoughts of mine. First of all, I think any offensive lineman that ain't top tier in the league ain't great, because just offensive line around the league ain't great in general. So it's not like we're going to be at the bottom of the league in terms of, right tackle. Now, I think we're probably going to be right in the middle. Cam Irving can go somewhere and play right tackle. He won't be great there. But he won't be great there neither. And if you look at other right tackles in the league, they're not great there. It's just that we happen to be spoiled that we have a really good left tackle and a really good right one. So, La'el Collins is going to be gone. We're gonna feel that impact, but there's a lot of things you can do to hide La'el Collins. Being bad at right tackle ain't as bad as being bad at left tackle or being bad in the middle. Tyron Smith is going to be manning the blind side. We have guys that's going to be dealing with, Dak's front pocket pressure or whatnot. So if there's anything that we have a problem with, if we want to give up anything on the offensive line, the offensive right, defensive left is the one thing that I feel a little better about giving up anything there, because Dak can see it. Then we can chip with running backs. Then we can block with tight ends. So I think we'll be fine relatively in terms of what we're going to be doing with right defensive end. Another reason why I say that, because the right defensive ends we're going to be going up against, don't forget we're playing against the Rams, Falcons, and Seahawks, right? And I know in the ear those teams sound really good, but year by year you have to look at teams differently. And I think those teams aren't very great this year. So like the pass rush you're going to be looking at is like Dante Fowler, scrub number 1, scrub number 2, Leonard Floyd, scrub number 3, Benson Mayowa, who could be scrub number 4, but we know him by name, so I'm just saying Benson Mayowa. Then the actual scrub number 4. So luckily for us, we're not going to be seeing any gangsters. Now, week 4, when Myles Garrett come to town, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a real life conversation when Myles Garrett gets here, when we play the Browns. But as of those first 3 games, I think we can live, chipping with Zeke or just getting rid of the ball quickly. We have had games to where, we've had to play backup guys, Cam Fleming, not Irving, Fleming last year. Cam Fleming ended up playing a good number of games. I think like 2 or 3 games or so. Brandon Knight ended up playing some games, and we were fine in terms of what we were able to do on the offensive line. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't perfect, but we were fine there. It was some things that we could do, but of course you would rather to have your stud La'el there. Speaking of which, there was a lot of conversation about our undrafted free agent tight end Sean McKeon making the team. And of course, you can go and find my Sean McKeon film session if you want to know anything that you wanted to know about Sean McKeon. I think I did a pretty solid job breaking him down, so y'all go check that video out. If I'm not lazy, I'll put it in the car. This is my cord for my camera. I know y'all saw that. It was not a ghost. if I'm not lazy, I'll put that video in the car. If not, y'all please just type in Voch Lombardi Sean McKeon if you have any interest in seeing, Sean McKeon and what he was like when he was playing in Michigan and how he translates to a Dallas Cowboy. I think he's going to be just a flat out blocking tight end. And I actually said that when I first made the film session. What I didn't count on is us keeping 4 tight ends and Dalton Schultz actually improving that much. My initial thought, and I think to be fair, I think this ended up being true. My first thought was that Sean McKeon is coming in and competing with Dalton Schultz, and I still think that's true because I think Blake Bell was set and Blake Jarwin was set. So if we were to carry 3 tight ends, it would be Schultz versus McKeon. I just think what ended up happening was we ended up taking 4 tight ends, and Sean McKeon just got added. Just added off the off the dealio or whatever. So he's here now, and he's probably going to be somebody that's going to be playing a lot of kicking game stuff. He's probably going to be somebody that's going to be only blocking and not really catching passes. He can probably do some fullback work for you too. So yeah, Sean McKeon making the team, not super duper surprised if you've been kind of listening to just how I've been navigating with these undrafted guys and just how our tight end room has looked. I had a feeling Sean McKeon. And why are people calling him Sean McKinnon or Sean McEwen? Why we can't just sound people's name out? It's McKeon. Look at it. Look at his name, McKeon. Why we calling him all kind of weird names? Sound it out. Y'all terrible with names. Anyway, I'm making fun of late night hype. They was calling him all kind of names, but also too, I had a joke in my film session. I mean, it was a joke, but I kind of felt like pretty serious about it. But if you go back and watch the Michigan film versus Ohio State, Sean McKeon was beating the hell out of Chase Young. And when I say beating the hell out of Chase Young, I mean relatively. I mean Chase Young versus a tight end. Now what? I think if that tight end is able to block Chase Young to any capacity, in my mind, that's beating the hell out of Chase Young. In my mind. So of course, when we play against the Washington Football Wizards, it'll be dope to put just Sean McKeon over there and just give him a little bit of PTSD. I'm kidding. We just gonna put somebody better than Sean over there. But that was a little just a little note and tidbit on the type of player that Sean McKeon is. Also, we may be playing multiple tight end packages. On a account that we're a little compromised at the right tackle spot. You might be in a situation where you want more tight ends because you just want to be like flexible with your tight end packages. If it's a situation where Dalton Schultz is in the backfield, something happens to Blake Bell and you need a blocking tight end, then Sean McKeon could either come in and be your blocking tight end play side, or he can do fullback stuff and Dalton Schultz be your play side blocking tight end, because we're not asking Blake Jarwin to block anybody. So I think it's interesting that Sean McKeon make the team. To be fair, can I be fair? He made the 53, but he probably won't make the 46. I mean, that's just what that is. I mean, guys make the team, but don't forget every week there's going to be guys that don't make the actual game day on the field roster. So Sean McKeon is probably going to be wearing khakis and a jersey on the sideline. So that's just that. Something else I've been thinking about too, man. Randy Gregory probably going to fit the scheme pretty nicely, huh? You know what I mean? I just dropped an incredible hype video. When Randy Gregory got reinstated, I just dropped a hype video. I think it was fantastic. Y'all go check that out. I was pretty excited. But what I didn't do was give actual thoughts and analysis on Randy Gregory because I was so busy being a fan. If you think about it, I think Randy Gregory is probably best suited to play if we think about D-Law standing up, right? We're like, oh, well, D-Law, let's see if D-Law can stand up. Or I wonder what Everson Griffin is like if you ask him to stand up. I know Alden Smith has experience standing up, but he's like 280 now, so I don't really know what his role would be. I know he would be standing up. But, man, if there's anybody that's just flat out built for standing up, I think Randy Gregory is the one on this team that's actually built for standing up. Just as a guy that can give you Jalen's athleticism almost. Not full blown, not that Randy can beat Jalen in a foot race and nothing like that, but in a burst from line of scrimmage to quarterback. Randy and Jalen are similar types of athlete in that way. So I think as long as Randy's in relative shape, just not coming off the couch shape, I think he'll be fine with that. Then he got to get in football shape and all that. But I think he'll be good to go in terms of retaining his burst and all that kind of stuff. Because Randy's just built to play football like that. Alden Smith is another guy that just rolls out the bed, built to play football. So as long as those two guys are in relative shape, they'll be good to go in terms of just getting back on the field, getting ready to party and boogie. So, like I said, man, just listening to the different interviews from the coaches, of course, some players will be in 3-point stances, and sometimes those guys could drop back and be in 2-point stances. They could be standing up, playing the same position, but they'll just be standing up, opposed to their hands being in the dirt. I'll be breaking film down on that week 1. I might drop like 4 film sessions week 1 because there's so much information that we had to bring in. But I was just thinking about it, man. Like Randy Gregory is probably like best fit to be like one of those stand-up outside linebacker guys. And like the more I think about it, boy, I was taking a walk the other day, man. The more I thought about it, I said, boy, look, look, y'all know that one graphic I showed y'all on Twitter and that one live stream I showed y'all. If y'all don't, maybe that's why y'all should be following me on Twitter. But that one where like Jalen and Alden was at linebacker and they was walked up in the gaps, and Crawford and D-Law was down on the other end, and Randy Gregory was on the other edge, and it was just like a 6-man pass rush, NASCAR type of situation or whatnot. Boy, if we can get that thing to come to real life fruition, how nice would that be? I know Randy got a 6 games out, but if we do things properly, we got to play 20 games anyway. You know what I mean? We have to play 19 to 20 games anyway. So it just kind of is what it is. I mean, if you got to miss 6 games, you're going to come back versus the Washington Football Wizards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Cardinals, he's going to miss Cardinals. So he'll be back right for Washington Football Wizards week 7, October 27th, then Eagles, then Steelers. So, when we get into the Eagles, Steelers, Vikings, Washington again, Ravens, playing against the GOAT Joe Burrow, 49, Eagles again, like those are the games you really want them. You don't want Randy Gregory, I mean, we can deal with Randy Gregory, going up against the Seahawks or whatever. They don't draft offensive line anyway. Let Randy Gregory get in shape, him and Brett Brown get everything right, and let him learn this system because he's been out for a while. He's able to be in the facilities or whatnot. So just let him kind of, get back in shape, learn the system, and when it's time for Randy to fly, let him fly. I could have hit y'all with that damn Tristan Hill tidbit too, because Stephen Jones said that he's starting, but I kind of want to see that in practice. Tristan Hill starting in theory sounds interesting. What happened to Tyrone Crawford? But if he's good enough to start over Tyrone Crawford, I kind of want to know how good Tristan Hill looks now. But I'm going to wait till we get week 1 film out before I start talking about that. But I don't want to be told you so guy with Tristan Hill. Anyway, and Brandon Carr. My whole thing about Brandon Carr, he's on the practice squad right now because COVID practice squad is different than regular practice squad. Regular practice squad was for guys that haven't played a lot of snaps in the league, where Brandon Carr been playing for 15 damn years, but practice squad and COVID is different now. And Brandon Carr playing strong safety. Sure, here's my thoughts. Special teams guy? Sure. Rotation guy? Possibly. Depth guy? Absolutely. If Brandon Carr is going to come in and play safety, like, I would just rather run Xavier Woods out there. You know what I mean? If we're going to go and get somebody, I would rather that somebody be like a super upgrade, kind of like Brother Earl would be, you know what I mean? So if it's not a super upgrade, then I just want to run with the guys I got. Just give me Donovan, give me Xavier Woods, give me King Vegeta, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, Brandon Carr, I mean, now, if anything, you can have some really interesting packages where, okay, my strong safety is technically a corner too, so my strong safety can cover his ass off better than most strong safety. So if you want to have that conversation, possibly. But I think Xavier Woods is also a guy that covers better than the average strong safety as well. So we'll see. That's my time. I ain't want to hold y'all too long, man. Just wanted to get my thoughts out on this situation here on these few talking points. Y'all know we got football next week. Just how this channel is gonna be run or whatever. Y'all know after the game, I want to do like 3 film sessions a week. 2 to 4 possibly, because week 1 is going to have so much information. I might need to do 4. We got the best post-game shows on YouTube football, on Dallas Cowboys YouTube. So after the game, come holler at me, come tune into the show. We're going to be having fun, taking phone calls, plenty jokes, plenty recaps over there. Check me out there. And yeah, man, all that good stuff. I got another piece of the rollout on the way too. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be more of a pre-game preview type of deal. But I'll show y'all that when I roll it out. Till then, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peace Whiskey, man. Salute. The YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute.